Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, a Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, and boy, oh boy, do we have a juicy episode for you today. If you clicked on this title, you know it's going to be a polarizing episode because Matt Miller is reporting that the Colts prefer Will Levis over Anthony Richardson, and then he's taken it a step further and said that the Colts are not planning to trade up in the draft, not even for one more pick, not even with the Cardinals, and that they prefer the more NFL-ready Will Levis, and he's going to pretty much be the pick. That's what Matt Miller's saying. So let's take a second. Let's unpack all this stuff. First and foremost, with the Colts preferring Will Levis over Anthony Richardson, and I do want to preface this by saying I'm not taking this as gospel necessarily. It is smokescreen season. We're a few weeks away from the draft, and some of these guys do need clicks, but we do have to talk about it. Listen, Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, these guys are both super polarizing, just like the other quarterback prospects are. But I can see the logic in Indianapolis wanting Levis over Richardson. First of all, outside of just Richardson being a super athletic freak, he only threw just above a 50% completion percentage in college. And thinking from Chris Ballard's point of view, Ballard's kind of on the hot seat this coming season. Obviously, when you pick fourth in the draft, it means your team wasn't doing so hot, and the Colts just completely fell on their face. And given the last few years' worth of moves the Colts have made that have kind of flunked out, Ballard's kind of needing a move that the Colts can kind of win now on. And taking Richardson doesn't exactly make the Colts win now. So if he takes kind of a roll of the dice on Levis and they think that Steichen can kind of coach him up and help with these mechanics, maybe Ballard's thinking that it's going to help him get some wins now and help his job. So that could be playing into the mindset of the Colts right now and Chris Ballard if he's thinking about drafting a quarterback. Now, the other thing that was tweeted out or included in this tweet was that the Colts are not expected to trade up in the draft. And I'm not buying that wholeheartedly because I think that obviously Carolina's, they got their guy. They traded a bunch up for number one. I don't see the Colts being able to make a move with the Panthers. The Texans aren't going to trade with the Colts for obvious reasons, division rival. But the Cardinals, I do see them picking at number 3, and come draft day, if the draft falls how the Colts want, and they're thinking, hey, we just want to ensure we get our guy. And if the Colts are really enamored by a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, which it sounds like it's Will Levis, then why not trade a second or third round draft pick to make sure you get your guy? I don't see the Colts just kind of twiddling their thumbs that much. I know Chris Ballard is bargain bin Ballard and doesn't like making moves sometimes, but I could see the Colts making a security trade, making sure they get their guy, and just make it knowing they have him and not waiting around and getting jumped in the draft. So I could see that happening if the draft plays out the way we think it's going to, with the Panthers taking a quarterback 1 and the Texans taking a quarterback 2. Now, I say all that to say, and I said it earlier, this is smokescreen season. And there's going to be a lot of reports just like this coming out over the next several days. So we're going to have to analyze each report a little bit and try to think of what could be true and what could be false. And maybe there's a little bit of misinformation spread in with the true stuff. So guys, I'm curious of what you think on this news. Do you guys think that the Colts are going to take Will Levis? Or do you think this is fake news? Or what's your thoughts? Please just comment below, subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching the Common Colt Podcast.